Um, I'm gonna play a Platinum Empyrean, I think, in the board. Because I've just been kind of missing like a slam dunk card to like slam against like Burn and Prowess, but maybe I'm wrong in thinking that this is it, and maybe I'm wrong. I mean, the matchups have also been pretty good, I think. Yeah, shoutouts to Toro Humans. Try Shieldred. I'm not gonna lose Jegantha for Shieldred. Also, try Shieldred is so funny. It's such a funny thing to say. Like, we've played a lot of Shieldred, y'all. We've played a lot of Shieldred. uh, I know that Shieldred is good. I think we cut the bridge. Do you like Freestrider Coffers over Valkut? I think it's really close, which is why I want to play some more to kind of like be able to answer this question. What is the best Freestrider deck? We're also good. We could also cut the Nihil Spellbomb, something I was thinking, where we just have 4 relics in the main, and we can get Ensnaring Bridge against Living End. We can get Stone. Yeah, let's cut the Nihil Spellbomb. All right, reveal Jegantha. Mulligan. Keep. Back second flats. Okay, up against Greentron here. About the Elixir to balance the board, it helps with both Mill and Prowess matchups. I would probably disagree that it's good against Prowess. I think it's good against Burn, but Prowess just is pretty good against just like, get 3 mana, gain 5 life. Would help the Mill matchup. Don't have the Emrakul here. Problem is Spell Guide should also protect something or have value, but Bridge and the One Ring just don't match. I agree that Bridge and the One... I think I'm probably going to pop the Relic looking for a Thoughtseize. I mean, the Spell Guide does have at least value as a crime committer, too. Punished. For popping the Relic. Kind of nice that if their play is Karn, we at least have a 3/3 to attack it. And we also have a lot of mana coming next turn. And also, if we end up getting Coating, then we can use that to commit crimes with. Good that we won the die roll. Yeah, the thing is, that Elixir is just not very good against Prowess, is, again, I think the problem. But definitely a card with some potential. So I'm hoping that they don't minus. Oh, actually, if they minus for Sundering Titan, I can keep them off of it with Coating. Not that they know I have Karn, but obviously they can play around Karn. They plus, which means I won't be able to tap my Coating. They play a Talisman and a Relic. If I hadn't popped my Relic, could do some crazy stuff. I really would prefer to not have to Needle Karn. I feel like that is such a losing line here, but I also can't really beat Karn for Sundering Titan. They usually play it. My opponent grabs a ring. Yeah, you can't really play Damping Sphere. Funny draw. So I have 6 mana. Not creature or planeswalker, huh? I think my intention is to grab Coating anyways, and then hope they don't Sundering Titan me. And then next turn, Cityscape Leveler off the Karn, and then crime with that, crime with this, millions of mana, good vibes. In actuality, probably just gonna lose. I mean, they could also just not have a land, and then they can't Sundering Titan me. We know they have the ring, and they have a bunch of mystery cards. Can you coat Karn? I can't because their Karn is turning off my ability to tap Coating. Why not just Needle Ring next turn? I will lose the game. I have no plan to win against Tron. Just by like what's my win condition at that point? I'm gonna have to attack with Freestrider Lookout a million times. How do my ability to meaningfully interact with them is like super diminished. Just seems like a really losing play. I need my Karn to be able to be activated for me to win this game. Dude, Surge Injure would have been so good there. That's crazy. My Karn pluses, they plus on the Karn. They plus on it pretty fast too. I guess not that fast. I'm assuming they're gonna attack. They could also just be on defense after they play the ring. Also, if I ring next turn, like their Karn maybe is still in play. Turning off my ring. They do attack. So we're looking to draw March. Pillage the Bog for March. Also, me plussing Karn can commit a crime. And I can also maybe just plus on the coating and kill their Karn instead of committing a crime. Then my ring is active. They grabbed a tower with Sylvan Scrying. But they also have Warping Wail as a blocker. So, but now Fatal Push is a better draw. Stupid Warping Wail. Where did that come from, huh? So can I Jegantha? I need to keep my Karn alive. So I play second Coffers. So I think I need to attack my opponent's Karn with my Lookout, get the chump block. You can also ring Animate Ring. Yeah, just better to play Jegantha, I think. You'd have mana to fetch a crime land. So people just be chatting, huh? What does that mean, fetch a crime land? I do think I'm going to plus on their Relic. And this is, I think this is kind of good for me, I think, because if they're plussing their Karn this turn and not minusing, that's just a win for me. So I guess I should have done this first because they would have given me 3 extra mana, but that still wouldn't have been enough to ring. Or 2 extra mana because I still have the Tap of Coffers. Was Tron just stupid sauce? Yeah, I don't know. I don't usually enjoy playing the blue Tron list that much. It was like okay, but I just wasn't feeling it, I guess, and I wanted to play this, and it's not really any more complicated than that, I guess. Looks like getting Ulamogged. It's good enough for me. Game 2. So I want to get these Fatal Pushes out of the deck, and then I want to bring in the Pick Your Poisons. I've been loving Pick Your Poison also, like, in the Splash. Like, it's such a versatile sideboard card. That you just, like, actually... It feels like a better than, like, the Voidwalkers or the Ley Lines that you usually play at the sideboard. I think I want to play Needle also as the extra card. It's possible we could board out a March for, like, a Stonebrain. Stonebrain's a lot better on the play because you can get them off Tron. On the draw, it's a little bit worse. This seems okay. I tried Freestrider 4 colors, very nice with Omnath. Deck was boring. Yeah, I agree it's kind of boring. Why not Urza Saga? Urza Saga is awful in Coffers. You don't want lands that go away. You want lands that stay in place. Your Cabal Coffers can tap for lots of mana. Cabal Coffers is Urza Saga is unplayable in this archetype. Yeah, we see the new card that combos with Rosie, so it's a lot better than Scurryo because it's like 2 and a 3 punch. Is it good? I don't know. So we do have a Thoughtseize, which is really nice. This hand is pretty good if it draws a land. Let's go ahead and go to 6, though. Maybe we can find a hand that actually just functions. Go to 5. Give me back that 7, huh? Okay, keeping this. Probably putting back second Lookout. And the ring? Yeah, I think so. I just kind of need the, I need the crime. Good 5-card hand. The issue with Rosie is a bunch of O1s don't necessarily win the game. Yeah, I agree. I mean, Rosie will at least have infinite power. Or like something will have infinite power. I guess the 2/2 has infinite power. Yeah, that's the way you keep the loop going. But I agree. It's like the issue is also that like these like Splinter Twin creature combos just are kind of mid. Like we have Conspicuous Snoop and Boggart Harbinger, which also just 2-card win the game, but it wins the game on the spot, and you get to play like a really synergistic deck, and no one plays that deck. Although I mean that deck's not bad. Fits in Helios Shell with Ballista. I really I mean I won't say no, but the traditional like green white collected company Helia deck is really bad. I think I just don't put collected company in your deck, and then I can give you a yes on this. Well, surveil 2 lands into the yard, draw 2 lands. That's what it is. No, yeah, Stoop combo is not legal in Pioneer. Would be very good in that format, I think. I'm kind of Coco Brand. Yeah, I know. Ultimate Shatters are Coco Brand, but the card is just not. It's just Coco is just not a good card, I think. We've seen Kozilek's Unsealing. That the 6 mana Kindred enchantment. Not the most exciting. Kind of not doing a lot. I think I should probably upkeep commit this crime just in case I hit my last Underground Mortuary. Don't really see like a reason to not, so let's just do it upkeep. Was that the reason not? It's still right, I think. It was kind of bad to see all that action go to the yard and not get a land, and then draw a land. Gotta pop the Relic. Three mana up to means like luck enchantment is unsealing. Yeah, I mean that card is 3 mana. Could be okay. Yeah, does anyone want to suggest Torment of Hailfire over Overgrown Tomb? Ugin's gonna be tough to beat. Ugin's gonna be real tough to beat. If we go Ring into Karn, could do it. Go Jegantha, save me. Yeah, it does seem like people really like this card. It's definitely really good when you're casting a ton of big creatures. And it's 3 mana do nothing most of the time, or a lot of the time. I think it could be cool with Elder Deep Fiend. It's blue also. Elder Deep Fiend, draw 3 cards, sacrifice Sanctum of Ugin, find it could be good. I mean, my opponent isn't like immediately casting Ulamog. The problem is that they probably just have too many good decisions in their hand, right? They're probably not like thinking about minusing 5 Ugin versus not. Works in Affinity sometimes. Yeah, again, it's I'm how this pick your poison. Yeah, it could go in Affinity. I don't think it would be like, again, it just doesn't, it's not the problem solver for Affinity, and it's probably worse than Synthesizer, and you probably can't play both. Null Drifter into Deep Fiend Emerge. Yeah, with Null Drifter, that card is really good. Yeah, I don't know, maybe this card's fine. You can't cast it off Eldrazi Temple. So they do -5 the Ugin here, and then they also play a Ring. You can just draw your deck with Mirror Enforcers and use Frog Mites to generate a combo. And use Frog Mites to generate mana to combo. Yeah. I mean, obviously, when people see this card, they're like, "Ooh, let's Mirror Enforcers to Joiner's Companion and draw our deck." I agree. That'll be good when that happens. But the problem is Affinity is just this is a slow plan, so it's very easy for decks to race you. You're gonna be very weak to like decks like Yawgmoth, Tron, Titan, and your deck is also really weak to interaction. And so there's just like the problem is not these games. The problem is that the floor on the card is really, really low. I agree that the ceiling is really high. Floor low, ceiling high. So hopefully we find a Karn. That would be step one. Turn off the ring, the spheres, all this stuff. We're pretty likely to find a Karn. We get 14 looks. My opponent is responding by cracking the sphere. Do I just grab... So if I have 8 mana, I'm 1 mana short of being able to grab Coating and go Lookout Coating on the Ugin and commit a crime. I could go Needle on Ugin plus cast Lookout. Although one problem with that is if my opponent can Besage you. Okay, never mind. Let's go next match. Keep this one. Yeah, we've seen the new Scurry Oak. That card's pretty good, I think. I'm liking it more and more, especially with the idea of we also get to play Bill in this deck. Then I'm on board. I'm on board because card goes well with Bill and Rosie. Put us on a mold of 6. Image 3 is giving me way more hype than Image 2. I think they nailed it. Peak power level seems lower. Overall power level of the board seems higher. Maybe. I feel like people are really underestimating the flares at the moment, but maybe I'm overestimating them. Throw Demalia Sam, Absent Creature combo. Well, one thing about creature combo decks in general, it's like if it ain't Yawgmoth, you have to have a good reason to play it over Yawgmoth. And I do think Amalia X Sam is at the very least really fast, so like there's something to it. But you just have to make sure that you have a reason you're playing not Yawgmoth if you're playing creature combo. So they have Pendlehaven Mystery card over there. Oh, sorry, they cast Ignoble Hierarch, not the Young Wolf. Never mind. So I guess I'm going to just push the Wall of Roots and then march the Hierarch this turn. The new bear turns all of your infinite Spratflings into 2/2s. I don't know what the new bear... Oh, the bear that makes everything bear. I see. There we go. The interaction between flares and Evoke Elemental seems like it could be good. Play Evoke Elemental, trigger stack active flare. Well, yeah, I mean, at the very least, all of the flares I know about are sorcery speed. I have heard rumors that there have been cards leaked in the set. Who could imagine, right? But as far as I know, all the flares that I've seen are sorcery. Alright, I'm gonna play the ring. Oh, the blue one. Duh, the blue one, sorry. Okay, yeah, you can sack that one to Subtlety. Although that one is like you have a 3-card Force of Will. You have a foil, but you're right, yeah. Only one of them is sorcery. We've even talked about this, sorry. Okay, so I guess we'll see about the other ones. And they drew Yawgmoth. Oh, they drew Dirge, which is, I guess, not a Yawgmoth here. Wait, is it? Oh, so they used Halfling for 5. I thought they only tapped for 4 for some reason. People once you try making a sorcery to be counterspell in a secret lair. Really? Was it 0 mana counter target spell at sorcery speed? Because I've always wanted that card. Yeah, I definitely did not want the blue player to be what it is, but it will be very good, I think. But I totally forgot about it for a second. Mystic Denial. I had no idea this card existed. Okay, I guess that's not this card. What if the blue flare was like a clone? It'd be kind of cool to like sacrifice a creature to 0-mana clone something else. Maybe it wouldn't be good. Oh, it was just a misprint. Okay. Printed Circular Logic as sorcery. That is okay. Circular Logic as a sorcery is very, very funny because that's like of every single counterspell that exists, that would be the one to have it be sorcery speed. Oh, the Mystic Denial originally says sorcery. It's funny. I didn't know that either. It was a sorcery with flash because Portal had no instance. Funny design decision. Haven't they said if they could go back in time, they would make all instants just sorceries with flash? I don't think I've heard that. I guess. I guess that kind of makes sense, and it kind of doesn't. Don't have strong feelings. Maro said that. Yeah, I don't think I have an opinion formed on that, but I think it makes sense. So unfortunately, I couldn't hold up a mana to play around Cauldron. So my opponent gets there. Draw engine going. Should be 1 mana short of being able to Blood Artist me. Yeah, Mori would be a lot better. All of the Portal designers thought instance would be too much for new people, but Armageddon the set. Yeah, Portal is so like I remember learning about Portal as like a newer Magic player, and just it's a really interesting piece of Magic history. I guess some people probably don't know. Like in was it like 2000, 1999? They printed a separate set that wasn't part of like the normal release that was just for Asia. And the print run was really, really small, but there were some like really, really there are very, very few like really iconic cards from the set, like Imperial Seal, Imperial Recruiter. There's a Time Warp variant I can never remember the name of. They also just they printed Armageddon as Ravages of War. They printed Wildfire as Burning of Jin Hao, I think is the set. Yeah, the Horsemanship cards. So a lot of iconic cards, but it's just so obscure. Yeah, and then there were 2 other Portal sets, and so like not some of these are from different sets, but they made 3 of them. Oh, I didn't wait. Hold on, they played the land. I didn't realize they had a land drop still. Is this not a huge punt? I guess they must. Oh, they must have drawn the Blood Artist. That has to be it. I should have tapped the Relic, but we're here now. I'm not going to Surveil. I think maybe if I look at my top card and it's bad, but I think even then we get to draw 3. Okay, don't want to look out right now. All right, let's draw. Okay, not a lot of action still. There's a Karn, so pop the Relic, draw Karn. I'm 1 mana short of being able to curse Totem. I do get to turn off the Cauldron. So I have to Needle. I can Needle Wall of Roots, and then this is a Yawgmoth. So they go sack. Yeah, Needling Wall of Roots doesn't do it. I can't really do anything besides Needle. But I don't think this really does anything, unfortunately. I guess I could have hoped that my Bauble draw was a fatal push, and I could like push the Blood Artist, but that wouldn't even really work, huh? Just infinite with Wolf, name Wolf. Wolf. If I name Wolf, they just still have Yawgmoth in the Wall of Roots. Haywire for Cauldron. Well, I just am 1 mana short of using the Haywire Mite on the Cauldron, and so having something that does. I mean, I guess this doesn't really do anything, so maybe not. Relic could have just gotten them. Maybe it's just not going to. Not really a line, I guess. Yeah, I guess I was just supposed to see when I drew off the baubles. This seems worse than passing with 2 relics. Yeah, I know, I agree. I haven't heard of riding the Dilu horse. Oh, wait, this is not that card, but this is Warrior's Oath. Just a couple cards. Like the Final Fortune is the same card, right? Okay. For some reason, they didn't cast any creatures or tap any creatures with their cord for 2. Oh, I also don't have Cursed Totem. I just have I have Totem in the Tron build. Okay, let's. Yeah, what is riding the Dilu horse? Oh, it's a sorcery that gives a permanent horsemanship. Cool, we'll get permanent horsemanship. Should Yogg try some number of Pillage the Bog? I don't think so. You're using mana dorks for accelerations, not land. You really need like to kind of just put a card into play every turn. Okay, I revealed Jegantha. Keep this. I think I'm going to go after both Grists here. We'll see what we draw. Like, we'll make next turn pretty interesting. But I'm pretty open to just like playing the Relic with the ability to pop it available in response to Pick Your Poison. I think drawing the Fatal Push makes this line just kind of clear, since now we can push the Ooze. That's the play this turn. Sarah with the 14 months. Let's go. I forgot to bring my horsemanship stickers. Yeah. So they play Verdant Catacombs, which was an unknown. So what they're saying is that their last unknown card here is a copy of Orcish Bowmaster. By not playing the Ooze. Do I believe them? I think I believe them. I think I'm also just gonna pop the Relic and just let Bowmaster ping me for 1 more if that is the case. We need to hit some land drops. Okay, do hit land. So I want to Thoughtseize the Grist. Okay, they just drew a Wooded Foothills. So I'm gonna take the Grist, and then am I interested in trading this Relic for the Pick Your Poison? I think no. I think the answer to that question is a resounding no. Then we can try to dig for a Urborg next turn with Pillage the Bog. Graveyard's a Twilight Mire. So the hand is Overgrown Tomb, Wooded Foothills, Court of Calling, Pick Your Poison, Scavenging Ooze, Mystery card. Did we get Thoughtseize bugged? Hopefully this is just Ooze. Okay. Halfling plus Ooze. I wonder if I should ever just look at my top card first. I think I'm gonna just pillage. Found the Urborg. Pretty big deal. I'm gonna push the Ooze now, and then just pop the Relic. Let's pop the Bauble, not play Relic. So they have another Court of Calling on top. So their hand is gonna be Wooded Foothills, Court of Calling, Pick Your Poison. They'll be able to cord for 2, and put like a Bowmaster into play so that they can cord for more going forward. How can you trade Relic when you have 1 mana up? You trade, so I played the Relic and then they use Pick Your Poison to kill Relic. That's the trade. So I was considering just casting the Relic to get the Pick the Poison out of their hand. Not sure how I could have made that. Sure, I could have phrased it in a way that was more clear. Not sure exactly how though. Okay, we drew a Karn. Should be a good draw. Another Karn on top. So we have 5/6 mana. So we can go Karn and then march the Bowmaster for 1. Coffers couldn't tap for mana at that time. Yeah, but I had the Forest. I know Coffers couldn't tap for mana there. It's pretty close. I do need to kill a creature here so they can't just go land and then cord for Yawg, I think. I think what I'm going to do is just not play the Karn this turn. I'm going to go march on the... Just march on the Bowmaster, play Relic. So then it's a second Chord of Calling, Pick Your Poison, and then a mystery card here. Popping the Relic's kind of nice because if I hit the land, then I get to like more mana for Karn. But keeping the Relic in play to like kind of eat the Pick Your Poisons may be correct. The top deck to Yawgmoth, which is less than ideal. Let's see what we draw. Plus 2 mana. Cast the Karn. So we're gonna try to keep the Relic as like a meaningful piece of interaction here. And I think I have to kind of sack the Relic to this Pick Your Poison. Good top deck. I kind of just want to grab Cityscape Leveler. No, Ring is a losing line. Bridge is maybe better than Leveler. Because I could Bridge and then Leveler next turn. With the intention of sacking the Relic to the Pick Your Poison. The thing is, I'm getting combo killed a lot more often with that line. Stormbrain Yawgmoth. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna grab Cityscape Leveler, put Jegantha in my hand. No, sorry. I can't let them Pick Your Poison. I need to go Bridge. I need to go Bridge. Because I was thinking for some reason that played around Pick Your Poison, but it just doesn't really. Just doesn't really. And it's kind of nice that they can't cord for Haywire Mite to kill the Bridge, but maybe they can cord for a Rexage. So this was their draw for turn. So they're going to Pick Your Poison me here. So I just have to, at this point, sack the Relic, which I think was kind of clear. And then they're going to go cord for Yawgmoth, but they are not that likely to be able to kill me right here, right? They go tap 1, 2, 3, 4... Yawgmoth. Then they could find land plus Blood Artist, but they don't have the second Yawgmoth. Isolating with a 10-pack. Thank you so much. God gets us up from isolating. Make sure to thank them. And I do appreciate you. Okay, they cord for Haywire Mite. That's a dub. We call that we call that a big W. Needed a break today. Thankfully, acquired a break here. Oof. Out of the frying pan, maybe still in the fire. Get to surveil. Opponent probably would have sacked at least the Orc Army here. Okay, so we surveil. Find another copy of Karn. Seems probably correct to keep on top, because like I can just like Needle Yawgmoth and then Karn for something. I have 9 mana available to me here. Let's start off with the Needle on the Karn. Or sorry, Needle on the Yawgmoth. At the moment, I'm planning on just grabbing a ring with my Karn, which is obviously a little weird with the bridge, but should be okay. We could also Stonebrain them, but I don't know exactly what I would name with Stonebrain. Like they've already lost 2. They're down 2 Grists. Cauldron is turned off with Karn. They've already used 2 Chord of Callings. Yawgmoth is needled, so Young Wolf isn't that good. Yeah, it just doesn't seem like Stonebrain makes a lot of sense here. I think if they weren't like down 2 Grists and 2 Chord of Callings, you could consider Stonebraining one of those cards, but let's just get the ring in play. Wasn't Karn already top? No, we surveilled another one. We surveilled the other one to the yard. So again, not going to tap the ring now because of bridge. Well, we could hit a land drop. Although maybe it is like fine to tap the ring, because yes, they can attack my Karn with the Haywire Mite, but this also means I guess if they draw Bowmaster and they ping Karn for 1, that's the same basically as them attacking the Karn with Haywire Mite. So I think we just might as well. Holy shit! My opponent has found Boseiju. So now they can attack the Karn, and then they can sack the Haywire Mite to get rid of my Needle. Is Leveler ever better than Ring? Well, we couldn't cast the Leveler this turn, and Leveler is a little bit awkward with the Ensnaring Bridge in play. Bedlam, thank you for the Twitch Prime. Appreciate you. Okay, so I guess I tap the ring now, just before the Yawgmoth goes online. Why not keep ring in case they exile your ring instead of Needle and go to the beatdown? Why not keep ring? What do you mean keep ring? I was confused. So they are going after the ring instead of the Needle, because they can go Cauldron the Haywire Mite. You surveilled a ring. Oh, I see. Well, I drew another one. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it was good because of the Haywire Mite. That's fair. I was kind of thinking that they would just almost always go after the Needle, but it seems like that thinking was wrong. Here they're Cauldroning Grist this turn. I guess they're going to Cauldron the Mite next turn. So I don't think there's anything I should do before just play the ring and tap it. See what, well, I guess can't see what my top card is. They're drawing another Yawg, which is needled for the moment. Hopefully we can draw a March or a Push. Put Jegantha into her hand. Storm count 3. Smart of them to do this in the upkeep. Good play. Probably gonna lose. Seemed like we were likely stable, though. Obviously, the Boseiju was huge pickup for them. Yeah, I agree. A little obnoxious that their misplay ended up working out so well for them is what it is. Despite only having 1 card in the deck, it is kind of nice that we have a bunch of Pillage the Bogs left to like dig for the last Karn, so it's not as hard to find it. I should have played the Relic first. Okay, so they Wall of Roots to kill the Needle, and then presumably they're going to sack all the insects to kill my Lookout. So I have no more Surveillance left in the deck. Seems that I should probably just YOLO the Relic sacrifice here. It is kind of nice that this means that there's no more targets in the yard. Or creature targets in the yard. And I'm not sure about just casting this March, since if I kill either thing, they just have the Cauldron. Not sure. I think I'm just going to cast Jegantha. But I feel like maybe we should play the 4th Underground Mortuary. Mortuary is just so good. But yeah, they also have Yawg in hand, yeah. Mill's a Reclamation Sage. So now they have food for the Cauldron. Yawg's a good deck. I can't help but feel like we had like a path to victory, and I just don't know what that path was. Then them finding the Besagi was really big. Wording for the Blood Artist here is kind of weird because they can't kill me, right? They can drain me for a bunch. Says the Jegantha ability. It's kind of funny. Okay, I was definitely thinking about drawing this card, so let's cast it and then see if we find the last Karn. We do find the last Karn. Not dead after all. So if I tap my when I tap my Cabal Coffers, I'm gonna have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 mana. So plus another 4. So 9 after the Karn. So I could Karn for Platinum Empyrean, or sorry, for Cityscape Leveler, and then level the Cutthroat, and then they shouldn't be able to combo kill me. Do I have other lines? Could Explosives on 2. Explosives on 2 would get rid of the Cauldron, the Cutthroat, and the Hapatra. If/when I think what I like about Cityscape Leveler is, oh, they can just call to the Leveler after they minus Ring. The problem is I'm gonna get combo killed on my upkeep if I grab Ring if I don't find removal spell. I could grab the Ring though. They can kill the Leveler that you're gonna stack. They can't. It's a cast trigger, not an ETB trigger. But they can go minus, and then I think I have to go Karn for Explosives. Why no Ugin in the sideboard? Good question. Great question, even. Thank you for tuning in. We'll think about it. Cutthroat ignores Ring. Cutthroat does not ignore the Ring. They just pass the turn and they kill me in my upkeep. But if I get Ring, and if I draw a removal spell and can kill Cutthroat, Ring could be good. But they're also just gonna Haywire Mite the Ring. They're just gonna Haywire Mite the Ring. I think I'm gonna go Karn for Explosives on 2. I don't see a better line. Maybe just March the Cutthroat, gain million life is better. This one at least seems pretty reasonable. The biggest problem, of course, now is I just don't have any Karns left, and so like, yeah, I guess winning this game is just like not going to be very doable. Oh yeah, also Cutthroat does win through ring. It's Blood Artist that doesn't. Sorry, yeah. This one also just this is the one that does get through ring. But also if it was Blood Artist, like the ring, it wouldn't matter. Very tough match. So the crime guy and Team Wreck. I haven't. You could play it in that deck for sure. Maybe my opponent times out. You definitely have to keep drawing. I don't know if we just draw like a March. What's good is my opponent can't combo kill me anymore. Okay, so they're gonna grist my Karn. They probably should proliferate first. Keep the grist around. Is it worth to put a Cursed Tome in sideboard to grab for the matchup? You could. One thing is, you know, your sideboard's very taxed playing Jegantha, wanting to play these picker poisons. We have the Needle at least, and so like obviously Cursed Totem would improve this matchup, but you just kind of don't have the luxury of. Did they really not? Are they really not killing my Karn? They're not playing a second Grist, are they? They're playing another Cauldron, which they can't tap. Do I just get Bridge? No, then they Grist kill my Karn. So I have to Cityscape the Grist, I guess. Don't really see a better line. Well, Haywire Mite has maybe Bridge is still good, right? I don't have a Ballista. Obviously, Ballista would just win here. So they've used Reclamation Sage, they've used Beseiju, they've used Haywire Mite. Will I just lose to the Grist Ultimates? Maybe. I'm at 8 life points, and they can grist me for like. They can grist me for a lot. Is this Cabal Coffers? Yes. What do you mean? We've got Cabal Coffers in play. I think I need to go for Cityscape Leveler because they're going to come in with the Grist Ultimate. Sack a land for Revolt, push on Yawg, lever seems Grist. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to push the Yawg yet. Because I want to be able to maybe save the Karn if they just send like 2 creatures at Karn here and don't play around the push. Saving the Karn so they can't Cauldron the Grist seems kind of nice. If they get rid of Karn, they can rebuy Hair Might activate with Cauldron. Well, the thing is, their Might is already in exile, so that shouldn't be a play that is available to them. I guess if they just attack with both of the or just just one, yeah, if they just do this, then we get to keep them off of the Cauldron. Clenching victory from the jaws of the feet. Yeah, and they're at 122. Might as well. I don't think I've ever. I mean, it's just obviously my opponent made huge punt, but I cannot recall the last time we've stolen victory like this. We just did the Death Touch token. It's kind of funny. Yeah, so we're in game 2. But it's got 34 seconds. Looks like we win. About Citadel and Field of Ruin. You can't play it very easily with the green splash. You just need to play fetch lands instead, I think. You plus some Power Stone with the Karn. Why is it still alive? I gave them a new Power Stone by attacking with the Cityscape Leveler. Okay, my opponent is going to game 3. Okay, they concede. Okay, well. But then, like, the mistake just ended up rewarding them so much. But then they just misclicked against Karn, didn't attack Karn, you know. Just let me have it for seemingly no, you know. But I think it was just almost definitely was a misclick. Probably taking my Thoughtseize. So I'm gonna play my Surveil Land first, since now I probably want to try to save the lookout or the bauble for the crime. Do you have room for one Castle Lockdwain? Is it even worth with the box rings? I don't think I would want to play Castle Lockdwain. I would play the 4th Mortuary probably first. You could play one. It's pretty painful, pretty slow. Bronco. I did not draw a black card to March. I could try to bauble for one. I think I'm just gonna let them Bronco me. Taking 2 off of an Angrath's Rampage. And they missed their land drop. And then there's a Karn. All pretty interesting developments. I think I'm just gonna march the Bronco right now. Not sure. And then we'll decide which of our. I mean, we'll see, maybe we will only have one of them in our hand. But I'm probably gonna look out before I play Karn. Another crime committer would be really nice. Not quite that lucky. So let's just play Overgrown Tomb tapped, and then in my opponent's upkeep, crack the Bauble. And then hope we find a Cabal Coffers. If we don't, just keep playing. Ding, ding, ding. I do find a Bowmaster, but I think they're going to kill my Freestrider Lookout instead of just, like, cast the Bowmaster. I'm taking 6 down to 8. Probably should be doing that before you attack with your Voidwalkers. Never know what I could have in my hand. So it is Bowmaster, Angrath's Rampage, and they go for the Bowmaster. I guess is fine. I can just kill this next turn, maybe. We draw a Relic. Get pinged down to 6. Then for turn, we draw another Relic. So I need to find a March or a Karn or a Pillage the Bog into something. Push. I'm still dead with this push since we know they have a removal spell for my Lookout. So I'm gonna go ahead and. Should I push the Bowmaster? No, I don't think so. Well, I guess if I want to maybe draw March, I think it's better to push that. Okay, although now don't think March does it. So okay, March, target this, gain 2 up to 7. Okay, I guess I'm exactly alive. Which is better than not being. But nice to find that a little bit sooner. So I'm gonna rampage my Lookout, and then it's nice that because we have Jegantha, even if we draw Fatal Push, we're still alive. So looking for Pillage the Bog, Karn, Fatal Push, March or Wretched Sorrow would be the best though. Ring. Seems that I should tap the ring next turn if I'm gonna tap it, probably. A lot of good top decks, and I really like that with the Pillage the Bog build. Like your number of high quality top decks just goes up a lot. But maybe my opponent's going to. I mean, if they cast Karn off the Voidwalker, that's maybe just fine because they don't have the unblockable attacker in play anymore. So can't tap the ring right now, or shouldn't tap the ring right now. I think we can tap it after this. Well, we drew Pillage, so holy guacamole. So I guess I'm probably taking March over any card. Yeah. So tap this now because we could draw a land and then get him for like 3 more life. Yeah, just Pillage the Bog, just making your top deck so much better. Is so sick of this deck. Oh my gosh, that was such a punt on my part. That was a huge punt on my part. They could have just sacked the Voidwalker. I need to target the anything else. It worked out though. Holy shit, that was such a punt. Why are they not sack it? They just, punted. One punt deserves another. So now they have a Bowmaster. I saw the line, but I saw it like a little late there, huh? So now their Orc army is bigger than my Jegantha. How's that fair? Yeah, people are like, oh, Spike wins with bad decks, and I just play so well. Nope. So I can't Bauble myself, since I have protection from everything. So let's just Surveil. Graveyard. I want to crack both Baubles on my turn while I have pro everything. They're fighting another Voidwalker. Targeting the army instead of Jegantha. Draw 2 lookouts. Replays there. Replays another Voidwalker. Draw for turn. I think I don't care that much about the 2 extra triggers here. Maybe I should. I think we can tap one of the Cabal Coffers first here. I do think I'm killing the Voidwalker over the Bowmaster. Tap this again. New ring, pro everything. Just tap the Relic and their upkeep. Commit crime, commit crime. We only have 22 cards in our deck, and we're like flipping 10 of them right now. So we have to be pretty mindful of like how much action we're putting to the bottom. If we put a lot, we'll shuffle with the Marsh Flats. Wild game. So not a lot of action there. Just 4 lands and a Thoughtseize, or 3 lands and a Thoughtseize on the bottom. And there's a Karn. But I should still have 2 more I should have 2 more in the top 10. So I don't think I want to shuffle. Although I guess what I could do is, oh, I guess that's at the bottom, and this isn't a random order, right? Yeah. 2 cards to the bottom and last turn's crime. Yeah, so okay, well we'll just, now we'll just Pillage the Bog. Actual demonic tutor. Okay, I was about to be like, oh, let's relic them so our coffers tap for extra mana. But they're just probably gonna concede to this, yeah. Yeah, I've been really liking the green splash. I feel like it's pretty. Hmm. I've not been sideboarding very much in this matchup. Don't really care about the blood moons too much. Just try to get a force into swamp if I can. I've been stepping access to Ballista's Karn target. Sometimes, like last match, we would have been able to win if we hadn't had it against Yawgmoth. Yeah, I mean, obviously there are spots where it would be nice. Most games where like you would be wishing for Ballista, we were just winning anyways. I would love to know what sideboard card would be cuttable. I guess maybe the Platinum Empyrean, but Empyrean's been I think really interesting to me. As like I think it's cool to have a Karn target that just says I get to ignore the ring damage completely, and also something that just says I win the game against prowess and burn, which have been kind of tough. But obviously it's 8 mana, which is kind of high. But also playing these matchups, I just haven't felt like I've had anything that just wins the game against them either. So I don't know. It would probably be over that though. I think one of my 2 Freestrider Lookouts. But I mean, it's kind of the same with all Karn targets, right? Like there going to be some spots where you want it. So maybe I think it's okay for me to not get a basic here. Like they haven't fetched basics themselves. I can get basics off these. Okay, just a few belay. So I'm gonna go ahead and push, and then I think I'll just grab Forest now to thin a little bit, and then we'll grab Swamp here, and then we don't need to worry about any moons. Yeah, Pillage and Strider play really well together, and then obviously like it's just nice that the Cabal Coffers shall exist for the Lookout to assemble. Less than ideal. I say Lookout is my favorite Thunder Junction card. I would say that, yeah. I think it's very good, and it's been very, very fun too. They discard just a Takanuma. Their hand is Bowmaster and a mystery card. I guess I will march in response to this. And I think I'll spend the extra mana for the extra life. Would you trade 1 mana for 1 life? I think so. Flip a Fable, 2 cards in their hand. They liked at least one of them last turn. Yeah, Madcap Experiment is how you can cheat Empyrean into play. Make sure you have no other artifacts in your deck. All right, would you like a Freestrider Lookout or a ring? Almost definitely taking the ring. Snap takes the ring. Cracking the fetch here is a little awkward if I draw Fatal Push, but I think I should still probably Surveil in the spot. Keep that on top. Remember to play the Relic before the Lookout. How did Symmetron how counterspells work as crimes? I mean, they worked. I kind of get really bored fast when I play the Bluetron variants, and that's kind of what happened today. Didn't do a lot of winning either, but it seemed fine. Seemed like we maybe needed to have a little bit more action than we had. So they got 2 cards in their hand. One of them is a spell. Maybe another Bowmaster. Could make sense for that to be the card. So I could pop the Relic and just see if we find some action, but since I do think it makes sense for their last card to be a Bowmaster, I'm just going to Jegantha in hand here and be content enough committing a crime every turn for now. If they cast a Bowmaster, we could respond and pop the Relic. Also, Jegantha has seemed really worth it over access to Shieldred slash Damnation. Like I'm pretty far away from wanting to cut Jegantha at this point. So we'll do this before we surveil. Never mind, we surveil now. Still kind of torn on the 4th Mortuary in this deck, but starting to think it could be correct. We could also maybe keep that Fatal Push so we can kill the Reflection, but seems like we probably should try to be a little bit more ambitious with the surveil. Since in theory our top decks are really good with all the we have March and Karn, or sorry, Pillage and Karn to find a Karn. But it could have an Undying Effect. We don't care about that much because of the Relic. Nowadays, any bad deck becomes a good deck if it has the One Ring. Is that an impression I have? It sounds like it's an impression you have. I don't think it'd be something I agree with. Like could you like maybe even give an example of a deck that is bad that is good because it has the ring? Maybe is Coffers that for you? Maybe it is. But like I don't know, decks are either bad or good. The ring has also been around now for over a year. Or about a year. Blue Eye Control. Yeah, maybe this deck. I don't know, like it's kind of hard to say because like the ring just exists. But it's maybe a little abstract. I agree the ring is a really important tool for these kind of decks. Coffers was definitely a lot worse before the ring came out. Channeler, not Ragavan. No Bauble either. I think I'm just going to surveil turn 1. Like, obviously, I would really prefer to... I would really prefer to be able to go Lookout with Bauble. Maybe against the counterspell deck, it's a bit ambitious. But maybe we just have the time to... think 4-color could benefit from Freestrider. Maybe. I don't like to play a lot of 4-color on stream because I find it to be kind of boring. And then, like... Lookout is a really good 3-drop. I think kind of simply, dude. Someone said someone called me out on saying kind of simply put too often, and I am so conscious about it. But I think Freestrider Lookout is the best value 3-mana green card in Modern. I think there's not another green mana 3-mana green card that gives you more value than Freestrider in the format, and so you should consider playing that card in your green value deck, which 4-color is that. One issue 4-color has is flooding, and Freestrider Lookout like doesn't necessarily help with that. Maybe it thins your library a lot. I don't know. Nissa, yeah, Lookout is better than Nissa, but Nissa also plays like a 4-drop a lot of the time. But even if you just want to compare the two cards, which is better, Lookout is better. I'll keep this, and then just pass back. 3-mana green cards is a pretty narrow range, though. Sure, but also like, okay, it's a narrow range, but like, this is a 3-mana green card, so that's what you need to compare it to. Also, like, when you're thinking about putting a card in your Modern deck, it if you want a 3-mana value green drop, this is gonna happen sometimes. And when you're building your decks, you just want something that gives you a lot of value for 3-mana. Top end. This is the knowing which one is the best is really important. Like in red, it's Fable of the Mirror Breaker. In green, it's Lookout. Black does not really have a very good 3-drop. Like Liliana was like okay for a little bit. I don't think she's super good anymore. She was okay for a little while. Yeah, just plotting this turn actually seems pretty good. Love doing this on turns where they just have the mana up. Almost misclicked. Insatiable Avarice. Yeah, I mean the card's just kind of medium, but it is good with Bowmaster Shieldred. Why should not get less Scions? Yeah, less Scions. is why she's kind of falling off. She's fine. She's fine, but like she's like a metagame call rather than just like really powerful 3-drop. Like to me, Lookout is like the green Fable of the Mirror Breaker, where you do have to jump through more deck building restrictions for it, but the deck building restrictions are kind of what's just like play Bauble, play Relic. What is the right Ranger Captain? Yeah, maybe Ranger Captain. I don't think I kind of just don't think the other colors maybe have like this de facto best in slot card like Fable and Lookout. I think kind of good to talk about. So we could maybe try to pillage into a Thoughtseize next turn. Yeah, red also has Pyro, but Fable is better than Pyro. But with some exceptions, like if you have Goblin Bombardment in your deck, usually Fable or Season Pyromancer is better. Yeah, maybe Tidebinder is best in slot for blue. So they reveal a Spirebluff Canal. So this is really good news. This means I can just like resolve my Lookout. Maybe I should pillage. I think I'll just try to find a Fatal Push though. We don't find a Fatal Push. We do find a Thoughtseize, which could be really good. I would be dead to a Lightning Bolt though if I Thoughtseize them. So I guess I don't really have that luxury. I could make it block, but they could also just have 2 burn spells. So we'll take the Urborg. We do have the removal spell, which is not very surprising. I have a lot of mana next turn. Should have enough to play both rings, but my life total is going to be down to 5. I'm going to crack the. So we saw this preordained, so I guess we have no info anymore. They graveyard Lightning Bolt, so they don't have a bolt in their hand. They're keeping a card on top. Let's go ahead and see what that card is. Counterspell. Not shocked, I guess. Gonna be hard to beat double counterspell here if that's what they have. Yeah, finding push off pillage would have been pretty dang critical. Really good chance they just have double counterspell up. Although they didn't leave counterspell up last turn, but it seemed like they were trying to iterate into untapped land potentially. Yeah, I'm just gonna play the second ring. I can't even like march a channeler for like 3 damage to play around a spell pierce. How would Magda be in the Murktide Shell? We've been talking about it. There's a chance Magda would be good. Especially because counterspells commit crimes. I think there's a chance she'd be good. You play Bauble in the deck already. Have not gotten around to trying it. I'm gonna bring in the Pick Your Poisons. And then I usually like to cut 1 March because they're kind of inefficient, but you need the life gain. And then we can maybe just go down 2 Baubles. I don't think Freestrider is an amulet card because like the once a turn is like really tough in that build, but I don't think it would be awful. You know what I mean? On the play, would Relic have been a bad to get off Lookout? Oh, Relic off the pillage? Maybe Relic off pillage was right. Started texting my sister about watching the dogs. Okay, let's Thoughtseize them turn 1 to keep them off a turn 1 threat. I think still taking this. How would Amulet commit crimes? Relic Bauble, which is also a lot of slots for sure. So I'm going to keep this Lookout with the hopes of going pillage into untap land next turn, casting Relic and setting up for Pillage double activate after they cast an expressive iteration. Then finding a Ledger Shredder is bad for me for this plan. I think this is still the plan. I find tap land or Fatal Push. I'm gonna take the land, but it's not so bad here because of the whole connive situation. So they play the Misty. Their hand is Iteration, Iteration, Unholy Heat, 2 mystery cards. They played the land before doing anything else, so I guess I'm scared of Blood Moon. That's what Jegantha's for, I guess. We have a Swamp in play, too. I'm gonna cycle Relic. Play this, and then... Seems like I should just... Jegantha? So they have another iteration, an Unholy Heat, in addition to 3 mystery cards, and whatever they reveal to iteration, which is Scalding Tarn. Play a second Ledger Shredder to connive with. Discarding a Bauble, so the rest of their hand must be pretty stacked if they're going to discard Bauble with double Shredder in play, huh? I'm going to do this, I think. It seems fine. A little bit worried about it, them like using the connives to get delirium on the heat, but and yeah, them finding Shredder Blood Moon is pretty good. Kosk with the 26. I picked my poison. Hell yeah. They reveal a Preordain. So they need 2 more types to get Delirium for the Unholy Heat. That's 1 type. That's 2. How's Karn getting me out of this? Seems tough. Grab explosives. So they're leaving the Karn in play at 1 loyalty. It seems that they are saying that they have a counterspell for my explosives. So maybe I should Thoughtseize. Three lightning bolts. Holy guacamole. What a hand. Just like modern is, just not really a format where you're like super incentivized to build a deck like this, and we'll see. Could end up being better then, I think. We're probably in a lookout mirror here. Put on with a big upkeep stop. Okay. My turn. I do think it's interesting how high people are on the card, you know what I mean? Like, people really like it. It has notes of beans. Kind of, yeah. Like, if you Solitude, you get 2 Scions, which is weird. I don't know. It could end up playing really well. Could end up playing really well. Yeah. The fact that you have to build around, like, it's such a high mana value card that needs you to play with other high mana value cards. It's just tough. Not the best pillage. I'm gonna save the Bauble for now. Just seems pretty insane alongside the Soul Land. Well, so yeah, this is something too that, like, yes, the fact that you can cast it turn 2 off Ugin's Labyrinth is good, but does that mean it's like correct? You can Ugin's Labyrinth is just kind of going to be ridiculous no matter what you're doing. Doesn't really need you to have something like this for it to be good. Okay, we're in the lookout mirror. Unfortunately for us, looks like we're going to have to let our opponent untap with their lookout, which is less than ideal. And we do hit a swamp, but we don't find a Cabal Coffers. Kind of crazy with Affinity. I mean, it's probably not going to be as good as Synthesizer in Affinity. Could be about that good, but Affinity is an unplayable deck, and or like nearly unplayable. I mean, drawing three is a lot of cards for sure. But again, the problem with Affinity is not like when you're doing your thing and you play your 3-mana enchantment and you have more action, then you can't win. Like I do think you're probably going to win when this is the case, but I thought about playing a Witchbane Orb. I almost had a Witchbane Orb today for this matchup and for burn, but it's not as good against Prowess. Did find a Cabal Coffers here, which is good. So I think I would probably just like to go March this for 3. And then plot a Pillage the Bog. Maybe try to find another Cabal Coffers next turn. How many 7-cost cards do you think you need in your Ugin's Labyrinth deck to be imprinted turn 1 consistently? Well, consistently is a really, you can just hypo geometric calculate and get the numbers. One nice thing about Ugin's Labyrinth is you don't need to have 2 mana on turn 1 that often. A lot of times you're kind of comfortable on turn, like having a turn 2, turn 3 to like play the Ring on turn 3 or like activate Urza Saga turn 2. The card also just enters untapped and taps for a mana. But I think you want to shoot to have like at least 8. If you have Ugin's Labyrinth in your deck, 8 seems like a pretty good starting point. The more the merrier to some extent, but obviously, you have mana curve considerations. It'll be interesting. Interesting deck building restriction. I think having 8 threats with Ward, Automaton, Kappa will make Affinity a lot less vulnerable to hate. We'll see. One thing about Kappa Cannoneer is the hate cards are pretty good at keeping you off of Cannoneer, if that makes sense. Which is a concern I have. So they have Magda in the yard, which means they probably still have Wish in the deck. Well, Jegantha's just coming to hand here. So I would like to try to get Platinum Empyrean off of Karn. It seems like a good way to defeat this. I could maybe also Coating, but let's just I mostly want to first pillage the bog and see if I can find a second Cabal Coffers. Did find second Cabal Coffers. Seems like that's got to be what we do here. And then just see how much mana we have. We have 12. So yeah, we have enough to Platinum Empyrean. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Well, I wonder if Cityscape Leveler is ever better here. Yeah, I'll level first, I suppose, because the problem is I want to be able to block the Jegantha and keep my Karn around for a turn, but I can't exactly do that with the Empyrean because it just dies. So obviously they could have Scape Shift, but Scape Shift could also kill me anyways. Feels like an early concession, maybe. I guess their hand was obviously not very good, right? So they're a Dryad Ring deck. Let's bring in the Pick Your Poisons. I'm gonna go. I mean, the Marshes are nice. Probably still trim 1. Go like -2 Baubles. Maybe 3 Bauble, 2 March. Probably too few. Surface level, an idea for ceiling is seeing if you can do something like Seismic Assault that turns a billion cards in a hand as something relevant. Yeah, I mean, something like Seismic Assault, not Seismic Assault itself, since like that's another 3-mana enchantment. I don't know, I do so like Kozilek's and Sealing is the kind of card that if it wasn't a Modern Horizon set, I would be looking at it a lot closer, would be doing cool brews, but it just seems like there's going to be better things to be doing with Ugin's Labyrinth and like more interesting things to do in general. Like we may get around to it at some point, but I just don't think it'll be very good. And a lot of times I don't feel like something is going to be super good, but I like to explore it to see what the applications of the cards are, and like sometimes things are better than you think they'll be, and sometimes you try a card early, understand it, and then more cards get printed later for it. But with MH3, like there are just going to be new tier 1 decks in the format, so it's just really important to try to find those as soon as you can. on the draw against green-red Lookout Valakut. I think I'll keep this. Got a lot of lands in the deck. We got 4 looks at land number 2 without popping the relic, and we can desperation pop the relic maybe. I really want Stifle MH3. I fear it's not going to happen. Yeah, a lot of people really want Stifle. I'm a little less into the whole Stifle thing, I suppose. So they are still on Wish. It's probably bad news for me. Is it not worth the Bauble yourself to see if there's land and hold Bauble for push, revolt, lookout? I mean, you lose the information. We have a lot of fetch lands in the deck, and we have Relic for revolt on push. But you know, you could take that line for sure. It's just more likely that there isn't a land, and then you have to pop the Bauble anyways. And then we didn't get any info, which is another problem. I think only Murktide gamers want Stifle. I mean, this is definitely true that only Murktide gamers want Stifle. Okay, so I guess this is a fancy play that doesn't really accomplish anything, but we will get to exile the Lookout by pushing in response to the Relic activation. So looking for a green source. Okay. Yeah, we like another thing is there's like a lot of Stifle variance in Modern between Shadow of Doubt and Tishana's Tidebinder. Like Tishana's Tidebinder is kind of just balanced Stifle, where it's like it gives you enough value that it's worth playing 3 mana on, but it isn't a 1 mana Stone Rain, which I don't know. You know, I think Kai said it really well when he came in here and you know talked about Wasteland. How like you know Wasteland is like a really iconic card that is you know very fun for some people. Usually the person casting it right. And it's a card that people really like, and it's a card that people I think would really like to see in MH3 to some extent. Like they just love like a lot. They're people who want Wasteland in the format, but I think this kind of like 0 and 1 mana like land destruction is just not for the best probably. I think games just get worse. Like you could say like maybe people will play less fetch lands. They just won't. You know. But maybe you could say punishing fetch lands is good, and it's not the worst take, but I just kind of in general think Modern would be better if the Stifle wasn't legal. So what are they wishing for? Just a Flame Slash. Pretty behind. Draw land. So I can only march this for 4. Maybe if I could do it for more, I would go Lookout plus March on this board. I think I'll just play the Ring. Ring and spam permanently if Wasteland's legal. Yeah. I get Wasteland's just not going to be legalized. It would ban Ren and 6, sure. But I don't know. I just think that like Stifle is just a little too feels bad. Just give me Price of Progress. I think Price of Progress seems very unlikely now that they've printed the Winter Moon, which is another 2 mana card that punishes non-basics. About 0% probably. So my Cabal Coffers doesn't make extra mana because of the Damping Sphere. We do have some Pick Your Poisons in the deck, but they have the Relic. Should fetch first, because they can respond to the fetch and kill my Lookout before I can commit a crime. Karn plus allows you to push in Sphere. Not this turn, but next turn maybe. But then that's my whole turn. Yeah, I can't. It's too much mana to Karn plus on the Sphere and push this turn. But yeah, good next turn. Seems like a losing line, but we'll see. Yeah, Winter Moon feels like fixed back to basics to me. I'm really happy with the design of Winter Moon. The more I see that card. You can push on the upkeep. We don't want to do upkeep because we don't want to let them go crime on my turn, untap crime. It also doesn't let me like play an extra spell if I do it on their turn, so just better to do it on my turn. Oh, Karn. Oh, is push on their turn. Okay, Karn plus push on their turn. You're right. Sorry, you're right. Could have done that. The Damping Spheres are definitely interesting in this matchup. I'm probably having to march the Rin in 6 this turn. I could maybe pop Relic. Still kind of risky bisky. There's a pick your poison. Okay, so we have 7 mana. The opponent can probably deal me 6 damage, but I can get to gain some life off the march. I'm thinking about plussing the Karn to like tank the hits. I should probably just grab explosives now. We're playing to push an orb. I think I think my current plan is to grab engineered explosives. And then next turn go explosives, sacrifice, and then if we draw land, we can activate Cabal Coffers a bunch. And then also I just march pitching all the black cards in my hand to gain as much life as possible. And then probably just discard the Relic. I'm not sure that this was right. This is definitely a tough turn. Gingy, thanks for the raid. Hope you're doing well today. We're in a crime mirror at the moment. Coffers versus Valakut. You can cast it X equals 0, pay for 2 colors. Yeah, that's true. We could cast the explosives this turn. If we tapped a little different, but I think I just want to gain the extra 2 life because my life total is so fragile right now. And then it doesn't really seem like mana is going to be a big problem next turn. I have to discard 2. Maybe we should just marched on my turn, huh? So I'm going to exile all the black cards in my hand. Gain 8. So I could have gained 6 instead of 8, then still have Pick Your Poison Relic. It's just kind of tough to like care about cards that much. I'm about to draw, 4 more. They've got active Valakut. Going after Karn. They've also, it looks like they're playing my list, and they've already played 1 Wish. This list is, a little out of date maybe, or they're just not playing the Jund version because they like this version more, which might be right. But there's a good chance they only have 1 more Wish for Scapeshift. So their own ring. My own Karn should be able to shut that down. I feel like we know they're printing Winter Moon, but people still talk about wanting other cards to punish critting mana. Winter Moon, not the exact. Yeah, I think Winter Moon is super well designed, and then we also have lots of cards that can keep Ugin's Nexus or Ugin's Labyrinth in check. I think things will mostly just be fine. Winter Moon seems like the okay, one thing I really don't like about Winter Moon is that it's just not that good against Titan. But maybe there's only so much complaining you can do about that deck. Could get Platinum Empyreon. Can't Stonebrain them. I could go... I kind of need to plus the Karn. Or plus a Karn. So they don't just ring here. Should have Sundering Titan? Yeah, maybe should have just Sundering Titaned. I think just like ring and plus Karn is okay. I don't know. Maybe a little cowardly. I don't play Modern because I think the threats outpace the answers. Combo is basically only represented by Titan. Everything else is mid-range soup. Okay, so these two sentences are contradictory. That the threats outpace the answers and everything else is mid-range soup. Also, people also just no one thinks about the Yawgmoth deck when they think about modern decks. Still, I think people go, "Oh, the only combo deck is Titan" all the time, but like Yawgmoth is just like the other best deck. I don't know. There's actually a ton of aggro in the format right now with Prowess being really popular. I don't know. But I feel like the format is like aggro and combo, not as much mid range. Like the Valakut deck is also like really good, I think, and this is a combo deck for sure. Okay, this is a deck tech here. Mono Red Tron. Try not to make fun of you too much was my task. We'll see how well I can accomplish that. Draw 2. So I'm going to go Freestrider Lookout into Thoughtseize my opponent before I tap the coffers. And if I hit a land, this is, you know, a lot of good amount. Or, you know, the coffers each tap for one more. Wow, we got the other wish. So they couldn't wish because I had the ring. So now we probably just Sundering Titan them. Keep the green source. We can play our own Jegantha to check their Jegantha. My Karn has 4 loyalty now, so it can't just be burned. They still have one of the Valakuts will still be active, but just containing it to one seems good. And then, yeah, I think we just played Jegantha. Just not really many cards they can have. Like if they find like Rin and 6 or Bolt and unlock their ring, that'd be kind of bad. Okay. I don't know. So like why I guess. Why is this mono red Tron deck mono red? You probably have the 4th ring in the board for Karn, or Ruskforge is unplayable. Ragavan is bad in your deck. You only have 7 lands that tap for red on turn 1. I would not play Ragavan. I would probably try not to play any double red cards, and Chandra Wake Inferno is pretty mediocre. I would certainly not play this. Kozilek's Return is cool. That's kind of an answer to the why question, I suppose. I would not play Banefire. I would like play 3rd Ulamog over Banefire, you know, if you just want another big thing. I think it's good against counterspells. So they drew Damping Sphere. Yeah, I think Fable, Kozilek's Return, Bolt, Flame Slash kind of cool. Oliphant's kind of fun. You could put 3 is a good number. I would not play Ragavan, I would not play Chandra, or Ruskforge is unplayable. This card's cool. Extruder's cool. Probably cut combustible Gearhulk for your ring in the board. Wait, hold on. How did they? I was maybe too busy deck teching. Did they Rin and 6 first? I thought they Damping Sphered first. Well, let's just see if they have anything relevant, because we can just march the Jegantha for lethal. And 6 ping, then Valakut. Yeah. I just oh, sorry. I was like, Cabal Coffers turned off. That's okay. We don't need coffers. Just regular old March will do it. I've tried to build Mono Red Tron with Goblin Engineer a few times, and I think it's kind of cool that like you can like loop Chromatic Star, and then you can also put Cityscape Leveler in the yard, and then you just use your Tron mana to unearth it, and then you can call it. Sometimes I play Trash for Treasure and called it Trash for Tron. You could consider Goblin Engineer, but that's only good if you play like the stars, which you don't have. So probably just not do that.